listening to the Pay-Per-View Prediction Show with the cast of the Ringside Seat Podcast.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the WWE Battleground 2016 Prediction Show with the cast of the Ringside Seat Podcast. I'm your host, Dreamcast Phil.
I'm Jake Ryan is Epic.
And I'm me, Just Billy.
It's been a while, but we're back at it here at Spreaker.com, also on my YouTube channel, so however you're listening, we thank you. Fresh off the WWE Draft, we have the first pay-per-view in this new era, Battleground, and we are going to start a new series here. It's a little bit of friendly competition with predictions, and we're going to see who can get the most right every time, and who is the champion of that month, or every other month, depending on how often they do shows now, because they haven't really told us all that yet. Quick tiebreaker here. Any ties that happen, whoever has the most title matches right, that'll be a tiebreaker, and if it has to go farther than that, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So match number one we'll get right into it. The pre-show match, which I didn't know about till just now. We have the Usos and Breezango, or Febreze, depending on what you want to call them. Just saw that this was up, but I was pretty impressed with their win over the Lucha Dragons, and I think they're finally giving these guys a mini push, and the Usos are such a decorated tag team that they can afford a loss on a pre-show, so I'm going to go with Febreze.
I'm going with the Usos on this one because they are Samoan, and they get the Samoan free pass.
Fair point.
I'm going to have to go with Tyler Breeze and Breezango, because the Usos, the Usos have been doing the same thing for how long now? It's time for something new. Time for some Breezango.
I agree. I didn't think I was going to care much about this team when they came together, but I think they successfully made me care about Tyler Breeze more than I ever had. So kudos to creative on that. You got me. Next match, we have Sasha Banks and, well, we don't know yet, her partner to be determined versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke. We're still going to just go with the results, but I'm going to make this one a two-parter. Who you think the partner is, and then who wins. I really think it's going to be Bayley. I think it's really a two-question answer here. It's an A or B. It's either Bayley or Nikki Bella, because there's rumors that she's coming back. But I'm going to go with Bayley, and I think they have to win, because if she does debut, either way, if she debuts or Nikki Bella returns, you got to give them a win right out of the gate. So I'm going to go with them. Sasha Banks and company.
Well, I think that it doesn't really matter who Sasha's partner is. I pick Sasha and whoever the partner is, because I've heard a lot of rumors that Charlotte is supposed to drop the belt to Sasha at SummerSlam. So, seeing as though the Battleground is the final pay-per-view before SummerSlam, I'm going with Sasha and the mystery partner.
No calls on the mystery partner, Jake?
I don't want to say Bayley, because on the latest episode of NXT, she beat Nia Jax, and Nia Jax is going to Raw. So, I'm thinking that Bayley may be staying to have another fight with Asuka.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick Sasha Banks as well over Dana Brooke, not Charlotte, and for the partner, I'm going to pick the newest Raw draftee from NXT, Nia Jax, the wild card.
I think another equally wild card thing could be Alexa Bliss, because she did get drafted. I was very surprised about that. It's going to be one of the new people or Bayley. I think that much is given. Next, we have the WWE, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but the Tag Team Champions, the New Day, against the newly broken up Wyatt family. And that's kind of an interesting twist on this. It's not for the titles, so because of that, I think I'm going to go on a limb here and go the Wyatt family, only because I think they need the win going their separate ways, and it's not for the titles. I always assumed that maybe they kind of beat them in the swamp, I guess, because they were more standing and the New Day did retreat. So old school war tactics tells you that the Wyatts win. And that, I'm going to go with them in this, because after that, they kind of go their separate ways, and the New Day goes back to defending their titles.
I respectfully concur. I've got the Wyatts on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. This will be the Wyatt family. This is going to be an interesting match, and I'm curious to see where this feud will go from here, considering Bray and Eric are going to be on SmackDown and Strowman's going to be on Raw. I wonder how Strowman will interact with the New Day from now on. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Wyatt family for this match.
If I'm booking this and, medics allow it, if Luke Harper's ready to come back, I say you bring him back and have the original Wyatt family back together, and then you have Strowman kind of be the wild beast on the opposite show. But, that's just wishful thinking, and maybe it makes too much sense for them to actually do it. But yeah, we all agree, the Wyatt family in kind of a swan song curtain call type of match. Next up, we have United States Champion Rusev, Ruru, against Zack Ryder, everyone's favorite underdog, who's caught a little bit of fire lately. Love me some Zack Ryder. Whole family's from Long Island, but I don't see him winning this. This is going to be Rusev. I think he's not going to be a squash by any means, but I think I'm going to go Rusev.
I concur with you there, Dreamcast Phil. The boy Ruru has got so much momentum behind him ever since reuniting with Lana and becoming the U.S. champ. He's got so much momentum. I really don't see Zack Ryder coming out with the Duke on this one. I've got to go Rusev.
In our first Raw vs. SmackDown title match, I'm going to have to go agree with you guys, and it's going to be Rusev to retain the championship.
And then the second, actually we have 3 cross-promotional championship matches now that I realize it, but in the second one, we have the Battle Royal winning Darren Young with Bob Backlund trying to be great again, taking on The Miz for the IC title. This one's interesting. I didn't see this as a... I probably should know this right now, but Miz went to Raw, right?
Miz went to SmackDown.
And Darren Young is where?
He's going to Raw.
He's on Raw. So that would be interesting. I think it's safe to say by the end of this show, both titles are going to end up one on each. So for that reason, I'm thinking The Miz. But I don't know if I want to go with... I'm going to go with The Miz. I'm just going to... He's beaten better people than Darren Young. He's beaten Cesaro. He's won that amazing Fatal 4-Way match. I'm going to... Hopefully they hold out and he loses to a slightly more worthy opponent. I'm going to go with The Miz.
Although I do like the character that they built for Darren Young, I have to go with Miz simply because, logically speaking, WWE might want both of their mid-card titles on separate shows. Intercontinental title being for SmackDown and U.S. title being for Raw. So it's only logical, as Spock would say.
I agree that I am getting into the Darren Young character way more than I thought I would. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, Darren Young may be great, but The Miz is awesome. Gotta go with The Miz on this one.
Yeah.
Like you said, one title on each show, only logical.
Exactly. So, all right. So, yeah, we all agree with these titles so far. Next up, I don't care about this match as much as they want me to, so let's just do this quick. Becky Lynch, Natalya. I think the babyface gets the, gets revenge on the heel. I'm going Becky Lynch.
Me too, Becky Lynch.
Actually, I'm going to have to go with Natalya on this one. I think since they're on the same brand, it will further their feud and kind of make for a match build up for SummerSlam. So, Natalya.
You think it'll go all the way to SummerSlam, this one?
Yeah, I mean, what other divas are on? I mean, now we got the NXT divas on SmackDown, but I think maybe like Bliss might tag with Natalya and Carmella with Becky. We'll see.
Sure, I'd see something like that. I mean, if this continues, it's got pre-show written all over it, which is weird. It'll kind of like go backwards. Okay, the next one, we have the big 6-man. There's 2 6-man tag matches on one show, and I'm into both of them. That doesn't happen very often. Usually one's kind of just thrown together. Both of these are pretty well built. But we got John Cena and we got Enzo and Big Cass against the newly broken up, or as they say, just, the dispersed club, because they're expanding. The expanded club is what they're calling themselves now. I think this is a John Cena, Enzo, Cass win because AJ has the win with shenanigans, and then if Cena gets the win in a tag team match, and then their SummerSlam match is still kind of like, it's a rubber match, but maybe they find a way to finally really make it one-on-one. And the club, with them not being a full unit anymore, they don't need the win. They're going to be fine without it. So I'm going to go Enzo, Cass, and Cena for sure. How you doing?
I just based on where everybody is going, I'm definitely going to have to go with Cena, Enzo, and Big Cass, otherwise known as soft attitude adjustment.
They should never call them that.
That's what I do with my spare time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the baby faces on this one. I think, it's the only logical thing. And since Cena and AJ are on the same show now, I think this will also further their feud for SmackDown for the SummerSlam match.
And it'll be really the first big rub for Enzo and Cass on the main. Like, they've had great matches on Raw and stuff. They've been in high profile matches. It'll be their first big win, and to stand with John Cena on a pay per view is something that'll really elevate their careers. We're in the home stretch here. We got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The real fight forever feud. I feel this one. I think everyone thought that these guys would get split up, one to each show, and it was really surprising that they stayed together, which kind of changes how I feel about it. But to my knowledge, Sami Zayn has never really beaten Kevin Owens in a one-on-one match as far as like WWE goes. I don't know if this is now, if it's going to happen now, but I'm going to go ahead and Owens has beat him a couple other times, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Sami, or else it's not really a rivalry if one guy always wins. So I'm going to go with Sami Zayn on this one.
I concur with you, Dreamcast Phil. I think I'm going to go with Sami Zayn just barely squeaking out a win over Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I got like a roll-up type of victory. Definitely something like that.
Exactly. Seeing as though that they're booking him as the underdog from the underground, Sammy's not going to win with a haluva kick and then a brainbuster 1, 2, 3. It's probably either going to be a small package or a roll-up.
Exactly.
I don't think this is the big one for Sami Zayn. And, like you said, Kevin Owens has gone over him a few times now. I don't think either of them are going to have a decisive win. I think it's going to be a no contest, furthering this feud. And I think that they'll continue to attack each other during their entrances.
Yeah.
Pushing to a feud during SummerSlam, maybe like a no DQ match or something, but no contest for me on this one.
Gutsy call for that one. Let's see if it pays off for him. In the main event, the triple threat that we've always wanted to see. I'm surprised it happens here. They didn't try and, push it out till SummerSlam, but we got the Lunatic Champion, Dean Ambrose. We got, just off suspension Roman Reigns, and we got CrossFit Jesus, Seth Rollins. We got about 2 minutes left here, so let's make this quick. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins to bring the title to Raw, and then SmackDown then has to get another World Championship or figure something out. There's no way the main championship is not going to be on Raw. And for that reason, Seth Rollins.
I'm going to go with the Lunatic Champion there, Michael. I'm going Dean Ambrose.
Well, we all know we can throw out Roman Reigns for this situation, but It's a really tough call for me. Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins, Raw or SmackDown. Phil makes a great point. Raw needs that championship. But, SmackDown did great ratings with this draft. I'm going to have to go with the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose to retain the championship. Raw has multiple championships, Cruiserweight division, the Tag Team Champions, the Women's division, U.S. title. So I think they'll do well off without it. And maybe, like you said, they might bring a world title for them, but I think Dean Ambrose will retain the championship for SmackDown.
Yeah, I think it's going to take about a month or so for these titles to finally even out. But I guess we're going to find out on Sunday. And this has been our first prediction video. We'll be back in about a month or so. We'll see who is the reigning predictions champion. Thank you for listening on Spreaker.com and YouTube. I'm Dreamcast Phil.
I'm Jake Ryan is Epic.
And I'm Me Just Billy.
We'll see you next time.